Welcome back to the land of the Stoics. There's nothing better than sipping a cup of tea and enjoying videos with us. Wishing you a peaceful day. Please comment number 1 to start this exciting journey. Let's go. You're in a relationship, but you feel that something is off. Your instinct tells you something is strange. She is very reserved when you ask questions about her past or casually mention other men's names in a normal conversation. If you're looking for a trustworthy relationship, you might be falling into a trap, but I will help you avoid that today. If you want to know if she has had multiple sexual partners, just look for some signs. These 10 signs will give you direct clues about how she lived her past. Remember, it's not about judging, but finding the right partner who won't play with your feelings and will commit to a long-term relationship. So, stay with us until the end of the video and find out if it's worth starting a relationship with a woman, or if you should simply cut ties as soon as possible. Number 1. She feels very comfortable with physical intimacy. Your first intimate moment with her might have caught you off guard. You anticipated something amazing, but what you experienced was surprisingly intense, perhaps even overwhelming. She seemed incredibly comfortable and confident, which could suggest that she's had a lot of experience with physical intimacy. If you find yourself puzzled, let's break it down. Usually, in a new relationship, you might expect to take the lead when things become intimate. However, if she is the one initiating and doing so with ease and skill, it might be a sign that she has been in similar situations before. Her comfort with physical touch, her boldness in taking things further, and her openness to more advanced or unconventional moves could all point to a history of experience. She doesn't hesitate when it comes to affection, whether it's simple hugs and kisses or something more adventurous. If she's accepting of everything you suggest, without any hesitation, your instincts might tell you that she's been here before, and that feeling is something you shouldn't dismiss lightly. However, it's important to avoid jumping to conclusions based solely on this. There's a possibility that she's simply more expressive or naturally talented when it comes to intimacy. Not every sign of confidence in the bedroom equates to a long history of partners. Some people are naturally more open and comfortable with their bodies, and they may express themselves in ways that might seem advanced to someone less experienced. So, while your gut feeling might be giving you clues, it's essential to consider the bigger picture. Take time to observe other aspects of her personality and behavior. Does she show the same confidence and openness in other areas of your relationship? Is she someone who communicates openly and honestly about her feelings and past experiences? These signs can help you understand whether she's truly the right partner for you. In the end, it's crucial to balance your instincts with rational thinking. Physical intimacy is just one part of a relationship, and while it can provide insights, it shouldn't be the sole factor in determining whether someone is the right match for you. Look for consistency in her behavior and communication. Pay attention to how she treats you outside the bedroom as well. If everything aligns, then her comfort with intimacy might just be one more reason to feel confident in your connection with her. Number 2, she avoids emotional closeness. Emotional intimacy is a crucial part of any relationship, providing the foundation for trust, understanding, and mutual support. However, there are times when a partner may seem to shy away from this closeness, leaving the other feeling isolated and emotionally unfulfilled. For men, who may also experience moments of vulnerability, the need for a deep emotional connection is often essential to feeling truly supported in a relationship. But what happens when your partner doesn't meet this need? It's possible that a woman who has had multiple past relationships may exhibit behaviors that suggest she's avoiding emotional intimacy. This could stem from a variety of reasons, such as previous emotional trauma or a natural inclination to protect herself from getting hurt again. If you've noticed that attempts to engage in deep, meaningful conversations are met with resistance, it may be a sign that she is not ready or willing to open up emotionally. She might steer the conversation towards lighter topics, change the subject quickly when emotions are involved, or simply avoid discussing feelings altogether. These actions can leave you feeling like your efforts to connect on a deeper level are futile. If she consistently avoids talking about her feelings, or seems uncomfortable when the conversation turns emotional, it could indicate a reluctance to establish a deep emotional bond. This doesn't necessarily mean she doesn't care about you. Rather, it might reflect her personal struggles with emotional vulnerability. Before drawing conclusions, it's crucial to remember that everyone expresses emotions differently, and some people are naturally more reserved. Her reluctance to engage in emotional conversations might be her way of protecting herself or managing fears of vulnerability. She may need more time to feel safe enough to open up fully. If you value the relationship and see potential for deeper connection, patience and understanding could be key to helping her lower her defenses. However, if despite your patience, she continues to avoid emotional closeness and leaves you feeling unfulfilled, it may be necessary to reassess the relationship. Emotional intimacy is essential for a healthy partnership, and without it, maintaining a satisfying relationship can be challenging. Ultimately, the decision to pursue the relationship should balance your needs and her capacity to meet them. Giving time and space might lead to a stronger bond, but it's vital to recognize when your emotional needs are unmet. Number 3. She tells vague or inconsistent stories. If she shares vague or inconsistent stories, it could be a subtle indication that her past is more complex than she's letting on. One of the key signs that she may have had multiple sexual partners is if her stories about her past don't quite add up. After spending months together, if you still find it difficult to piece together a clear picture of her history, it might be because what she shares is inconsistent or intentionally vague. For example, she might recount one story on one day and offer a completely different version on another. These inconsistencies could involve mentioning the names of different men, talking about a long-term ex one day, and then claiming she never had a serious relationship the next. She might also describe hobbies or interests that seem linked to past partners, which don't align with her current preferences. It's essential to understand that not everyone is comfortable discussing past relationships in detail. Some prefer to leave the past behind and focus on the present with you. However, if her vague or inconsistent narratives make you uneasy or suspicious, It's important to address your concerns with care. Open and honest communication is key in any relationship. Approach the situation gently, expressing your feelings and seeking clarity without placing undue pressure. This can help build trust and ensure that both partners are on the same page about their pasts and how it impacts the present relationship. In such a scenario, the best course of action is to have an open and honest conversation with her. Gently ask her to clarify her past, explaining that the inconsistencies are causing you concern. If she's genuinely invested in your relationship, her reaction should be more telling than her words. If she responds with warmth and transparency, filling in the gaps in her stories with clear explanations, that's a positive sign. It shows she's willing to be open with you and build trust. On the other hand, if she continues to provide an inconsistent or evasive narrative, it might be a red flag. This could indicate that she's not being entirely honest with you, and it may be wise to consider whether this is the kind of relationship you want to be in. Before making any decisions, though, it's essential not to rush. Relationships require time, patience, and communication. Give her the opportunity to open up and see if her story becomes clearer as you both build trust in each other. If, over time, her past remains cloudy or her stories continue to change, it may be a sign that you need to reconsider your relationship with her. Number 4. She frequently changes plans at the last minute. It's incredibly frustrating when someone frequently changes plans at the last minute, especially when it seems to be a recurring issue. If you've noticed that she often cancels plans abruptly, you might be feeling more confused and disappointed than you would with a stock market crash. It's natural to wonder why this pattern persists and what it means for your relationship. While occasional changes of plans are understandable, whether due to work emergencies, family matters, or other unavoidable circumstances, repeated cancellations can indicate deeper issues. If her reasons for canceling are consistently vague, such as a sudden meeting or a friend visiting without any further details, it might be a red flag. For example, claiming a last-minute meeting as the cause for her absence is plausible only so often, especially if these meetings seem unusually frequent. Similarly, if she mentions a friend coming into town but avoids providing any details about this friend, it can leave you feeling unsettled and uncertain. It's essential not to let this pattern of behavior diminish your self-worth or lead to unnecessary stress. When someone is consistently prioritizing other commitments or aspects of their life over spending time with you, it can suggest that the relationship might not be their top priority. This is a sign that shouldn't be overlooked. Life can be unpredictably busy, and unexpected events sometimes arise. She might be juggling a demanding job with erratic hours or supporting a friend in need. However, if cancellations become a habit and leave you feeling unimportant or excluded, it's essential to address the issue directly. Communication is key in any relationship. Approach her calmly and express your concerns about the repeated cancellations. Explain how these last-minute changes affect you and the relationship. Be clear about your feelings and set boundaries regarding what you find acceptable. Discussing your concerns openly can help you understand her perspective and find a solution together. She might not realize the impact of her actions or could have valid reasons she hasn't shared. An honest conversation can clarify these issues, adjust expectations, and improve the situation. A healthy relationship is built on mutual respect and understanding. Addressing the issue with empathy and openness will be crucial in determining the path forward if repeated cancellations cause significant strain. Number 5. She frequently compares you to previous partners. When you're in a relationship, being compared to previous partners can be a troubling experience. A woman who is new to relationships won't have anyone else to compare you to because you are her first. However, if she has had multiple partners before, there's a good chance she might make comparisons between you and her ex-boyfriends, whether intentionally or not. You might notice these comparisons manifest in various ways. For example, she could remark that the steak you cooked is far superior to what she used to have with her ex, or she might talk about how her ex loved a particular activity that you've never suggested. Such comparisons can creep into conversations subtly, especially during disagreements. She might point out that your flaws remind her of something she disliked in her past relationship. These moments, though they may seem minor, can cause significant insecurity and discomfort. It's important to understand that these comparisons are not a reflection of your worth. When someone has been with multiple partners, it is natural for them to draw comparisons based on their past experiences. However, this doesn't mean you should accept being treated like a mere substitute. If her comparisons become a regular pattern, it is crucial to address it. Communicate your feelings clearly and assertively. Let her know that while you understand she may have past experiences, you are uncomfortable with being compared to anyone else. Emphasize that you deserve to be valued for who you are, not as a benchmark against her previous relationships. Express that comparisons to exes undermine your individuality and affect how you perceive your role in the relationship. Make it clear that you are committed to building a connection based on mutual respect and appreciation for each other's unique qualities. If, despite these conversations, she continues to compare you to her exes, it might be a sign that the relationship isn't progressing in a healthy direction. Persistent comparisons could indicate unresolved issues or an inability to fully commit to the present relationship. In such cases, consider whether the relationship is meeting your needs and contributing positively to your well-being. Ultimately, being with someone who appreciates and values you as an individual is crucial for your self-esteem and overall happiness. Your worth in the relationship should come from being seen and valued for who you are, rather than being measured against someone else's past. Number 6. She is very secretive about phone use. When your partner becomes exceptionally secretive about her phone use, it can be unsettling and lead you to question what might be hidden. If her phone suddenly seems to become her most cherished possession around you, whether she keeps it face down, quickly switches screens, or becomes highly guarded when answering calls, it can trigger suspicion. This behavior may lead you to wonder if there's something she's deliberately keeping from you. Several reasons might explain why she's so protective of her phone. She could still be in contact with past partners, which she prefers to keep private. Alternatively, she might want to ensure you don't have access to her message history or photos from her past relationships. When you ask to see her phone, her reaction might be dramatic, portraying your request as an indication of mistrust. This can put you in a difficult position, making it challenging to bring up concerns without seeming accusatory. However, it's essential to avoid jumping to conclusions. There might be valid reasons for her behavior. Everyone deserves a degree of privacy, and some people are simply more protective of their personal space. She might have work-related conversations or sensitive information on her phone that she prefers to keep separate from her personal life. She may also value her alone time and the freedom to browse without feeling scrutinized. In a healthy relationship, there should eventually be a level of trust that allows both partners to feel comfortable with each other's privacy. If your relationship is strong, it's reasonable to expect that over time, she may become more open and less secretive about her phone use. Give it some time and observe whether her behavior changes as the relationship progresses. It's crucial to communicate openly about your feelings and concerns without jumping to conclusions or making accusations. A constructive conversation can often clarify misunderstandings and reveal whether there are genuine issues or if she simply needs more time to feel comfortable sharing. If her secretive behavior persists and significantly impacts your trust and comfort, it might be necessary to reevaluate the relationship. Ultimately, you should feel secure and valued, and if her actions consistently undermine that, it may be justified to reconsider whether the relationship is right for you. Number 7. She is very conscious of her physical appearance. If she is highly conscious of her physical appearance, it might influence various aspects of your relationship. This focus can manifest in different ways, such as her being secretive with her phone, spending a lot of time grooming, constantly checking her reflection, or frequently complimenting others while taking pride in her own look. While taking care of one's appearance is normal and healthy, an excessive preoccupation with looks can sometimes indicate deeper issues. For instance, if she dedicates a significant amount of time to her appearance and seems overly concerned with how she compares to others, it could suggest that she has had previous relationships where physical attractiveness was highly valued. This might mean she associates her self-worth or desirability with her looks, possibly because she has been with other attractive partners before. In some cases, a heightened focus on appearance may reflect a belief that physical attractiveness is crucial to a relationship's success. She might frequently compare her appearance to that of her ex-partners or random people she sees, perhaps feeling that these comparisons are relevant to her current situation. If she is more interested in discussing superficial aspects rather than engaging in conversations with emotional depth, it could be a sign that her priorities lean more towards the external rather than the internal. If you notice that instead of meaningful conversations, she often discusses or compares appearances, it's reasonable to address this with her. Let her know how these comparisons make you feel and express your concerns about the lack of emotional depth in your interactions. It's important to communicate openly and ensure that both of you feel secure and valued in the relationship. If she continues to focus on superficial aspects despite serious discussions, and this behavior makes you feel insecure, it's important to set boundaries. Persistent superficiality that affects your self-esteem or the quality of the relationship may indicate that it's time to reassess whether the relationship is fulfilling and healthy for both of you. Remember, some individuals are naturally more image conscious and may prioritize physical appearance. If this trait is a significant part of her personality, but her intentions are clear and respectful, mutual understanding and acceptance are crucial. Evaluate whether her traits align with your needs and values to ensure a balanced and fulfilling relationship. Number 8. She shows a lack of interest in discussing sexual health. Talking about sex can be awkward, but it's an extremely important topic, especially when it comes to sexual health. It's crucial for every couple to discuss this because it ensures both partners are on the same page regarding safe sexual practices and creates a space for open communication about their sexual desires and needs. What happens if she is never interested in discussing sexual health? This could mean she is hiding something, leaving you wondering what it could be. Her lack of interest in discussing sexual health may be related to her past. Having multiple partners might make her more prone to sexually transmitted infections, and the possibility of transmitting them to you could make her hesitant to address the topic. Another factor is that she may not want to be judged for her previous sexual history or the contraceptive method she may be using. However, sexual health must be discussed at all costs for the sake of both parties and to gain a clearer understanding of whether she has had multiple partners before or not. Therefore, take a direct approach and make it clear that these topics need to be discussed, or the relationship cannot continue. If she gets scared but starts answering your questions, that could be a good sign. But if she becomes defensive and starts giving vague answers, then she's becoming more difficult, making it easier for you to make the tough decision to leave her. Number 9. She avoids introducing you to her friends. Meeting your partner's friends is a big step, as it's an opportunity to connect with important people in her life and be introduced to her social circle. But what if your partner seems hesitant or avoids introducing you to her friends? She may keep making excuses or change the subject whenever you bring up the topic. This is a very direct sign that she may be hiding something important from you. When a woman has a genuine relationship with you, she would want to introduce you to everyone. Only when there is a risk of something bigger happening does she try to avoid introducing you to friends. She may be afraid that a friend who knows her past may reveal information about her sexual history, or the possibility that she had a relationship with one of those friends before and did not want to mention that to you. Therefore, even when you ask about her friends, she changes the subject or dismisses the conversation playfully. This can leave you confused or even make you feel silly, because it seems like she doesn't even consider you worthy enough to talk about her friends. No matter what reason for hiding friends, you cannot let that go through. Perhaps directly communicating with some of her friends can give you a better understanding of who she is, or just talking directly to her as if this conversation would decide whether the relationship can continue or needs to end there. Number 10. Her priorities change and exclude you. When we enter a relationship, our partner becomes one of the most important people to us. They become a priority. This is how psychology works. So, if she makes you feel excluded, or if her priorities do not include you, and you continue to be relegated to the end of the list, It simply means she still has other people who are attracting her attention. Although sometimes it may seem that there are genuine reasons for her priorities, it may not always be so. For example, she may start spending all her free time with new friends, neglecting the plans you made together, or prioritizing hobbies that make you feel excluded. This will give you an idea if her priorities are real or if you are simply not a priority for her at this time. If you have noticed many other signs along with this, then it is clear that she had multiple sexual partners before. Remember, it's not about judging her, but your ability to accept that or not. If this is too much for you, then it's time to say goodbye. You should never rush to reach a conclusion. If you notice some signs, there could always be another explanation. My advice is to give the relationship some time, learn more about her, and ensure if she can be a good partner for you or not. At the same time, never settle for less than you deserve. If you are looking for a long-term relationship with a deeper connection, never give a chance to someone who is just playing. Remember, you are a man of great value,